Is she good?
I wrote with her. Like, I gave her ideas. I did a thing about, like, I was thinking about a hungover greeting card.
Yeah.
She had the best of me, Dave, and her. Dave was like a time machine.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck? And she was like, I was thinking, like, and then she was like, Pedialyte coupon just in there.
Your weekly dose of outrage is here. Guest this week, hilarious, Ryan Ontario. Everybody get in here. There we go. All right. Title, Outrage Podcast Live. 2/11/19. Tags, comedy. Damn it, they took out all our tags. Stand-up, podcast,
Silly boys.
jokes.
Silly boys.
I'm fucking, look, it auto-populates most of the time. If I type in A, I think we've lost access.
My father took me
To the city to see a marching band.
He said, son,
What?
when you grow up, will you be the savior of the broken, the beaten, and the damned?
Very well chatting right now.
Thank you.
Oh, whoa. Sweet child of mine.
Fuck yeah.
You were working as a waitress in a cocktail.
Annie, you're breaking my heart.
Donnie used to work on the dance.
Donnie used to work on the dance. Then he got herpes.
Union. Ugh.
Did the audio file work?
Yeah. Okay. Camera's looking good. We got the YouTube stream going, and we'll get the Facebook stream going. Yeah. Perfect.
Kumbaya, my Lord, kumbaya.
Oh no, you got to do your Apple software update.
Fuck that.
Can't push that off.
And I had an iPhone 5C, the first ones that came out like plastic and color. It was a work phone.
Yeah.
And it was fucking up.
Yeah.
And I'd had iPhones before that, but I already switched over to Android. And I used to do the thing where you'd get the one model year before for $99 rather than $300. And every time at 1 year when I would upgrade it, it would fuck up.
Yeah.
And it would just work like shit. So when I got that 5C, they were already on like the 6 or 7. And I was like, I'm not doing any updates on this. And I took it into the Apple store, and because it was doing something weird. I don't remember what it was doing, but I took it to the Genius Bar. And they're like, well, you've got updates for it. And I was like, yeah, I intentionally didn't do it. And it like blew their fucking mind. They're like, what? Why wouldn't you do the update? Like, there's an update. Why wouldn't you do the update?
Yeah. Because I don't want you fucking up my phone, nerds.
Because in about 3 years from now, there's going to be some shit that comes out that says you guys intentionally fuck your phones up.
Yep. And then you pulled out a cigarette and burned it into one of their arms. Yeah.
Burned it into my own. That's a bigger baller move.
I feel like burning someone else is a better move.
No, when you're burning yourself and you're just holding straight eye contact, not even flinching.
What if you're holding eye contact and burning them, right? That's a power move. Because then they're burnt, I feel like.
But you have to show how crazy you are.
I guess. I mean, I'm never going back to that Apple store, so who cares what they think of me?
I don't know if we'll talk about it or not, but I almost got into a fight with a dude this weekend. Yeah,
We're talking about it. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Outside of a music store.
Good.
Like a fist fight?
Yeah, I came very close to trying to get him to fight me,
Okay.
but then I had my 8-year-old with me, so I restrained myself.
I see.
Pussy.
I'm growing up.
Yeah. Getting more
So
mature.
you take your shit in the land.
Your son doesn't respect you anymore.
You just get one solid shot in the solar plexus.
Yep.
While they're sucking wind, just
Well, the second
cave
win.
in their face.
Well,
Take it all out.
so there was a car parked really close to us, and I was trying to make sure my son didn't hit it
Yeah.
there at the door with it.
Yeah.
And so I put my hand there to make sure he didn't hit it, but so he could still get used to being careful opening the door, because he's just past the age where he would just open the door and then kick it with his feet.
Mm-hmm.
Usually get it started.
The open mic will start at 9:30.
At 9:30?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
Are they doing comedy?
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah, they signed up.
Oh, that's cool.
I love John.
Yep. But so I was doing that, and then I felt the car rock, and I was like, "What the fuck was that? Like, did the car just get hit?" And then a woman walked out from in between, like the driver's side of my car and the car to the other side, and she was like, "Oh, there was people getting in there," and apparently it was like a guy and his 14-year-old son. They were fucking around, and I'm guessing the son pushed the dad into the car.
Sure.
And I was like, "What the hell?" And he was like, "Oh, sorry, man." I was like, "You just gonna run into my car?" He's like, "Oh no, we were just messing around." And like, my first instinct was like, I'm gonna call this guy's wife a cunt and call his son a bitch. So then he fights me,
Right.
and I restrained myself.
Okay. It sounds like, two people were having fun near you, and you thought about how to get in a fight with them. And
Well,
then
no,
did-
it's because they hit my car. Like,
Yes,
I wouldn't care if they're just.
no, of course. But you,
But yeah, I was like, I'm gonna ruin these people's
when you
days.
said, it sounds, when you say, like, we almost got in a fight, it sounds like, people tried, but then we de-escalated the situation.
No, it's not-
Instead of anyone encountering you and you realizing all the power you had and walking back from it. That's a different thing.
Yeah.
That's a very different.
You were just like, I want to kick someone's ass
Yeah,
today.
That was basically it. Yeah.
I almost got in a fight. I saw an old man like close to a flight of stairs, and I was like, I could push him, but then I restrained myself. I would have won the fuck out of that fight.
I'm a pretty good guy.
Would have beat the shit out of that old man.
Yes, people, I'm a pretty good guy.
Yeah. Pretty sure if I went to heaven, St. Peter would be like, "What did you do?" I didn't push an old man down a flight of steps.
Piece of shit.
Put that one in the book.
I
Fuck
told,
you, Peter.
I told-
Then
told
you
my
put a
wife-
cigarette out on your arm and stare at St. Peter in the eyes.
What's up, pussy?
Send me to hell. I
Yeah.
dare you.
I fucking dare you.
Yeah, you
punk
I
bitch.
told my wife that story when I got home, and she's like, "Oh my god, why would you do that?" I was like, "I didn't."
Yeah. That
That's just my reaction.
Are we ready?
We have to wait
Oh,
until 8.
Yeah.
What time is it?
No. It is 7:59.
Why do we have to wait until 8?
Oh, they'll kick us out if we start at 7:59. They'll grab you by the scruff of your neck and throw you out to the streets.
I've actually been thrown out on the street from my neighbor.
Oh man.
I made a joke and he did not appreciate it.
Hold it. Okay.
We'll
Let's
talk about it.
let's tell all these stories instead of burning them before the podcast starts.
No, I've been thrown when I was in either ninth grade. It was either 8th or 9th grade. I got my name. Yeah.
Hang on to it.
Yeah.
We're about to start the podcast.
Slow down.
Yeah. We're burning through a lot of material. We're not that interesting of people. We've got to do this for an hour.
I actually have 2 stories.
Yes. Wonderful.
Both of them just don't show the best side of me.
Both in the 8th and 9th grade, like we grew up.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
one's in the 9th grade, one's in the 9th grade, and one's in kindergarten. That's all I'll say, Ryan Perry.
Okay.
I don't care if you're the boss of me. I'm not gonna say it, all right, buddy? We don't.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm trying to be very careful with the microphone so it doesn't get tangled up in the webcam. We still have webcam footage. Okay, good. We're good.
Go underneath it.
Oh, right. That's good. Thank you.
During your intro, Elias, I'm gonna sing "In the Arms of an Angel."
You're
Okay.
singing what?
In the arms of an angel.
In the arms of the wreckage.
All right, I gotta
I
do.
see
Oh, then shut up! I gotta do our shit.
All right, hat tricks. We're getting ready to start the podcast that we do here every Monday night, starting at 8 o'clock. I'm getting ready to say welcome to the Outrage podcast. How you
Wait
guys
one
doing?
second.
Something
Elias,
like that.
Elias.
As a point to you guys.
Hat tricks, how are we doing tonight? Cool.
Just so you know, you burnt that entire thing. They're not gonna
We have
react
one
at all.
thing. We have one favor for you. Listen to Elias. He has one favor, and then you guys can go back to what you guys
Here in
are
a
doing.
minute, when I say welcome to the Outrage podcast, how are you guys doing tonight? And you can make as much noise as possible, and then just go on with your nights like we're not even fucking here. All right, does that sound good?
Yeah.
All right, we ready to start?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. Fuck you, Elias. It works.
You ready?
Yeah, we're good.
All right, going.
Okay.
Patrick's in Louisville, welcome to the Outrage podcast. How are you guys doing tonight? Thank you. My name is Elias Ashley. I'm one of the hosts of the Outrage podcast. With me, as always, is Wes Corwin.
Hey, how you doing?
With us when he feels like showing up. Showing
Hello, my name is Cody Odell.
Yeah. To be fair, yeah,
You should take his spot. So.
2 episodes, the last 4 episodes, Cody would have missed both, and then asked us to thank him when he made the 5th one. Like,
And I tell you guys, I tell you guys in advance.
yeah.
You told us like an hour in advance. Hold
In
on.
advance.
We'll get into this in a minute.
Okay.
Our guest this week is our first legitimate returning guest, Ryan Harriet.
Yes.
I think you were on episode 2, right?
Yeah.
Where we were talking about
One of the
Kawhi
early
Leonard.
episodes.
I thought we were on the lady here and stuff. That was our episode.
Yeah, I couldn't remember which episode that was about. I think you were on the one where we started talking about basketball a lot. Hopefully you weren't on the first one because that one's just completely lost. So hopefully you're on one that just has some fucked up audio to it.
Yeah.
But no, I'm happy to have you back here.
Fucked up audio, which means all my secret parts are garbled out.
Yeah.
I sound like the parents from Peanuts. Like,
I'm pretty sure, yeah, it was episode 2, the one about Kawhi Leonard, because we talked a lot about Kawhi Leonard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Episode
All
2.
right.
Oh,
So
Kawhi.
Cody Odell's wheelhouse, which he casually missed.
He's an Austin.
all right. So
He's
Tony, you
dumb.
were trying to defend you not showing up for your
No,
responsibilities?
like each time I've had an excuse. Like one time, it was my car was broken,
Sure.
and the other time, I had to go to Mike's because I had a show coming up that week that I needed to just solidify some jokes.
Sure.
And what was the third one?
Those were the only 2. Oh, one time I legitimately forgot, and I told you that.
No, you didn't tell me you forgot. You told me it was because you had to go to some movie premiere or something.
Oh, that was Bumblebee. Yeah.
You had to go to
But I
Bumblebee?
legitimately forgot because I said yes to it, and then I was like, "Oh, I have a podcast." So yeah.
What the fuck is going on with your mic?
It doesn't want Tony to talk.
You take this one.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
Well, just
That makes
I'll
sense.
just
Okay.
we'll figure it out.
Why is this?
Yeah. This is the best way to start a podcast.
Hey, Ryan.
Is Elias is
Yeah.
like looking.
Hey, Ryan, aren't you so glad you came back now that we've worked out all the technical things?
You have any baseball coming in?
It was the perfect comedy framing because I was looking over at you and we were trying to get your microphone working. And then I turned this way and Elias picked up his entire
He's like, is this thing on?
Wait a second. There are lights in the spot? No, it's wonderful.
Where's the old
I'm
key?
so upset right now. We had several.
We were doing
smooth
good.
weeks in a
It
row.
was a win, win, win.
Sometimes you gotta lose.
Sometimes you gotta lose.
Yeah.
That's what my dad said.
All right, you guys carry this shit for a minute. I'm replacing your court, Tony.
No, it's fine. If I hold it like this, it's totally fine.
Okay.
All
I'll
right.
just hold it like this for the hour.
Okay.
I'm a man, right?
I disagree, but that's
Can
fine.
you pretend
You
that
had
it's
to-
not working so you can take his headphones
He hangs himself. I don't do well with wires.
You had to help me. You had to have me help you move. You're not a real man, Tony.
Yeah.
No.
I just wanted a friend.
You just didn't want to pile all your shit in your Nissan Altima.
Yeah, it didn't work. I tried.
If I didn't have a second person, how am I supposed to pack up all these feelings?
I just wanted to show you my pop figures, and you fucking just called it stupid.
Yeah.
I cried that night. So fuck you, dude.
Yeah. Speaking of pack me up feelings, I got to say this because it was maybe the funniest thing I heard all weekend. And I had to watch 2 comedy shows because I was working the floor. But afterwards, I heard a guy tell one of the headliners, "Hey, I really liked your bit. It was a very emotionally mature joke." And I was like, holy shit.
So what does that mean?
Somewhere between like backhanded compliment and just outward cruelty. Like,
Yeah.
To me, that means that I just want to act like I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
I have no idea what I'm fucking saying.
Well,
Yeah.
The funniest part is it was in the manager's office at Hyenas, and Chris Evans was in there, and he's not the one that said it, but me and him just locked eyes with these looks on our face. We're like, what the fuck is that?
He's a goof.
Can you say who said it?
Yeah, John Holbert.
Oh.
He was being legitimately nice. Like, he really liked the guy. And I like him. That's just one of those things. You know, you hear people say things, and you're like, I wish I could say not necessarily that thing, but things like that. But I'm just gonna call you gay.
Yeah.
I think that's on you, buddy.
Yeah. Well, no, it's feelings. I wish I knew
Yeah.
feelings.
He has a wife and 2 kids, and I still he doesn't even know what love is. He's like, no,
I've got 2 feelings. It's angry and drunk. That's it. That's what I've got. I'm in one of the 2 all day long.
Is that because you're dead, or is that just before kids even?
If I had to guess, it's probably because of the priest.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't even Catholic, is the fucked up.
I just popped my head inside. Like, what kind of haunted house is this?
I was delivering the paper.
I popped my head inside. He popped his finger inside.
It's like he was waiting at the corner of the door.
He was just trying to convert you.
Yep.
Give you the Holy Spirit.
Yep.
That's a song.
Whoa. You don't scare us, Catholic Church.
Amazing, you know the Lord's Prayer without even being told.
That's good.
Oh man. So Tony,
Yes,
you had a pretty cool thing happen to you. What was that?
I got to work with Jim Jeffries this past Friday, which was really cool.
There you go.
Yeah.
Jeffries.
Thanks, man.
Were you at the show?
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it, man.
Tony,
But yeah, no, it was a really cool opportunity. I met him 2 years ago. Also, I've worked with like a friend of his that he's known for like 15 years, and like just the worlds came together, and I got to do 13 minutes at the Majestic Theater, which was really cool. I think the coolest part about it was that I tell people is it like made me realize I can do comedy. Like but it made me one day I could.
I'm glad that's yourself because you haven't convinced anyone else.
Sounds like bitterness.
You take it how you want.
Hey,
Would it be magical if Tony did that and just had like this fake audience in the whole room and then it just like drew back the curtain and had a real crowd there? Like, just a whole big wish.
or it was like Always Sunny in Philadelphia,
Yeah.
where they the mic.
Yeah, I'm replacing the cord, dude. Just
Yeah.
Wes and Ryan, can you guys handle this for a second? You're
Sure.
both good comedians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey Ryan, how's we're good? We got to carry the bit. We got to work off each other now. How's your week going?
My week was great. Like I was working high school work with Eric Myers.
How's he?
He's one of my all-time favorite comics.
Really good.
He is so angry, and it is amazingly funny. Like, you ever have a chance to catch his bit about Uber? Oh my god!
I'll make a note of that. I will look that up. I love angry comics so deeply. Have you ever seen Stuart Lee?
I have not.
There's a British comic by the name of Stuart Lee, and my favorite angry comic before I saw him was Lewis Black, who just gets furious. But Stuart Lee is a very different thing, where he's that like seething kind of real person angry, like when somebody botches your order, and he stays in that mode for an hour, and it's art. It's just everything about it is like, it's that like you can tell Lewis Black is like, oh, he's playing it up, he's being fun, he's getting angry about stuff. Like Stuart Lee, people talk like when the British newspapers write up his piece, it's like, why do we have to deal with his score? And it's like, no, he's playing a character. But it's very
Hello?
subtle. It's
Oh,
very
we're back.
oh there we go.
Back? That was, I think it's the microphone. Hello? Nope.
I turned it off.
Okay.
You guys keep going.
Yeah,
I'm
just
gonna
keep going.
replace it.
It's kind of I would say is a blend of that. Like he has the Lewis Black like over the topness.
Yeah.
But it's not fake.
Oh, good.
Like it is just complete ranting.
Uh-huh.
It is amazing. Like it immediately from the moment he gets on stage, he is super high energy, and it's just nonstop.
I admire that a lot. I think that there's a lot of art too. Because I mean, I think a lot of people, especially when they're starting out, fake that, and then you enter into that sort of mild temperedness.
Yeah.
But that ability to enter into like remembering where you were when you wrote the bit,
Yeah.
and like exuding that completely. It's
He's also, I think he's one of the fastest guys.
Yes.
Like, dude, what I like about him is like when he does his 45 minutes or hour,
Yeah.
it's literally joke, 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 joke. Like even audiences don't have the time to get bored or not be on board
Right.
because they're just like, holy shit, this guy is fast.
Yeah, totally, right? I was here the whole time. You guys,
He was.
yeah, I was listening to everything.
Sorry,
Through the whole-
I'm busy reading Zach Arredondo Facebook messaging you.
Yeah.
He's gonna be late.
He's in grassy
Yeah.
ass.
But like everybody, like we're all just waiting for Zach Arredondo to show up.
Yeah.
Where is Zach Arredondo right now? Oh, he's running late. This other mic won't be the same.
I want to point out before we get too deep into the meat of this episode, I think we're both picking up skills. As you've demonstrated the last couple episodes, you've picked up that ability to bring a topic all the way around.
Yeah, yeah.
And not but a few minutes ago, Tony pointed and snapped, and I grabbed the vape and handed it.
Nice.
So we're all picking up different skills.
We're all getting
But the
confused.
thing is, I didn't even want the bait, but it was a nice surprise.
But still somehow, me and Tony wound up sitting with someone in between us
Yeah.
when we could have just sat at the same table.
We'll make
But,
it. We'll
yeah.
figure it out.
We'll figure this out.
Oh, well.
So-
I legitimately last week wanted to start coming up with a bit every week that
Yeah.
me and Tony do just to infuriate Wes. So
I'm
like
okay
a
with-
new
I'm
thing
okay
every
with
week.
that.
I still need to get the Walmart shot collars. 'Cause
Yeah.
that-
Oh, we definitely. So I was thinking about this because we do need to do the shock collars,
Yes.
but they have to have a remote to them.
Yes.
They can't just be the barking ones.
Yes.
And we have to make sure they have a function. So
What cool ass owner has a remote for their shop collar?
no, they make.
My dad
Just in
does.
case you have to wake up and the dog is downstairs, but you need to shut. Yeah, no.
No, my
that's
dad
horrible.
has this. My dad has this like little dog. It's a little dog. It
Small
barks a lot, but
Your dad that lied about being in Desert Storm.
Oh,
Yeah,
that'd be
that
cool,
dad.
right? Shop collar.
We were surrounded by dogs. In this desert storm, I had one remote.
and we just threw the shot collars on ice.
If you want a dog to stop barking, you just turn on a vacuum cleaner. Like how hard is that? I don't understand. Like when
No.
people
My dad just loves it.
Mm.
He just loves having a power to be like, he'll be like, hey, look at this. And I was like, no! Fucking monster.
Yeah.
But Elias, I heard you almost got in a fight this weekend.
Yeah, you don't have to be that fucking stupid about it, right? Like,
What do you mean?
Just say that I told you a story about getting into a fight. I don't like fake radio, Tony.
Oh, wait, can,
Oh, he doesn't like segues.
Wow.
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to bust your balls. Honestly, I'm trying to bust your balls, and that came off way meaner than I meant it to at first. I'm sorry, Tony. I'll
Now
give
you
you a
wonder why I only show up 3 weeks out of the month.
I
you
mean,
just
yeah,
have to recover.
we all know Elias likes picking fights. Hey, Elias, tell us that story you were just telling us about picking fights with that guy.
Well, I didn't actually. I didn't actually pick a fight, but I took my son to a music store to figure out which guitar he wants to buy next because my youngest son is playing baseball and my oldest son does jiu-jitsu, which both of them do. They both do jiu-jitsu. But he tried soccer and wasn't that big of a fan of it, but he loves playing guitar. So we're like, we'll just, whatever we pay for the younger son to play baseball, we'll basically save that for him to buy a new guitar so he can get a better guitar
Yeah.
and he can have like a nicer playing one. And so I took him to a music store so he could test some out, see what he liked, figure out what he liked. That way he had some idea of how much he was going to need to save up. Please don't post shit on my Facebook.
No.
Okay. But anyway, I came out and there was a Tahoe parked very close to us. and I had to make sure he didn't hit that car with his door because I'm not a piece of shit that just let my son do that
Yeah.
and then not leave my information. And I know you would think I was, but so I was on the passenger side of the car helping him, and then the car like rocked towards us, and it seemed like something hit it, and then a woman walked through, and she was like, "Oh, there's people getting into that car," and then her husband and like 14-year-old son walked out. And I realized that one of them got like pushed into my car.
Right.
And I was like, the hell? The guy was like, oh, we were just messing around. And I was like, so you're just gonna run into my car? And he was like, oh, no, we were just messing around. And I get very angry sometimes. So my thought was like, I'm gonna get this dude to fight me. And my immediate split decision was like, I'm gonna call his wife a cunt and his son a piece of shit.
Yep, that'll get you in a fight.
To try and get him to fight me, that's why I would do it. I didn't do it because I'm growing up. But that was my first thought. And then I told my wife that story, and she said that same thing that you said. She was like, why would you do that? And I was like, I didn't do it, but I was mad the whole rest of the day. I really wish I would have got that guy to fight me.
If we had the sound effects going, I would have given you the applause when you said growing up. Because
Do you think if you started fighting the dad, your son would have to fight his son?
oh yeah, absolutely.
It would have
It
become a
become-
family
If
brawl.
I learned anything from WWF Raw, it's that it becomes a tag team match immediately.
becomes
So
Would you
this,
be able to stay outside of the ring if they were double teaming
This-
your son?
this is gonna sound rough.
Isolation, you know?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
I feel like, yeah.
this is gonna sound rough, but one of two things would have happened. My son does train jujitsu, so either my 8-year-old would have choked him out, or that kid would have got like the jump on my son, and I would have kicked him in the fucking head because he was 14. You can't let that happen to an 8-year-old. I don't care. You're that kid.
I like how your kids have inherited your anger. Like, they're already 8 years old.
I wish he had my anger,
Okay.
but the kid, that 14-year-old was wearing a so I felt bad about kicking him in the head.
Sure. We have a thought from the crowd. Could you
Oh yeah, we do have a crowd mic right here. I forget to promote it. If you want to talk to us, just come on the crowd mic. You're cool.
But if you ever want to,
Yeah. That
Doors
goes for
are-
everyone.
feel free.
If you,
I don't want to get my ass kicked by this guy.
no, I wouldn't. I definitely wouldn't do that here.
You're gonna get a son and whoop your ass for it. It's like, don't worry, let me do this.
Choke him. No mercy. Have you ever seen The Accountant? Like where the dad sends the one kid out and he's getting his ass kicked by all the others, and then he sends the other son out. That's what I do. I have my sons fight ruffians in the
Instead of
streets.
reading like How to Be a Parent book, you watch The Accountant.
Yep. That's it. Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna become a dad. Let's watch The Accountant and Black Hawk Down and see what happens.
It's a mix between The Accountant and Toddlers and Tiaras. Like I try and walk some fine line. Yeah, I make sure they look fabulous.
Yeah.
I put some Vaseline on their teeth so they can smile really well.
Oh, your kids are gonna kill themselves. It's all right.
No, I don't make my kids do any of that.
No.
Although my kindergartner did punch a kid in the face this week, and I was never more proud.
Who did?
My kindergartner.
What was the
The
story
younger
there?
one. A kid was throwing wood chips at him on the playground.
Right.
And he said he couldn't get away because like he was kind of backed into the corner of a piece of playground equipment.
Right.
So he just went up and punched him in the face. And I was like, hell yeah, dude. That's what you do in that
Did
situation.
you get
Because
suspended?
no,
It's good to
he
know.
just didn't go to recess the next day.
It's good to know that for 70 years the playgrounds are still the same. Like there's just wood chips, something else.
A lot of wood chips.
Yeah, wood chips, sand, or rocks.
I once got in trouble. I didn't like beat anybody up, but I once got in trouble. We had a rule at the playground at kindergarten. You had to wait like 3 seconds after someone slid down the slide. I didn't know the kid in front of me was the handicapped kid in class that slid down.
Sure.
So when he slid down, I counted to 3, but he hadn't gotten up yet. So I ran into him.
Yeah.
He started crying, and they made me stare at the wall for the next 30 minutes. It felt like I was in prison.
So I actually had to go to the counselor's office like once or twice a week for a few weeks because I was in 6th grade when Columbine happened, and this was after that. And you guys be the judge whether this was just or not.
Okay.
And I don't know if all of you will get the reference or not, but me and one of my friends were talking, and like we had these little bathroom pods. So there was like 8 classes, and then there was like a computer area outside in the bathrooms. So all those 8 classes could go use the bathrooms at different times or whatever. We were out there. Me and one of my friends were talking, and my friend said, "What are we going to do tonight?" And I said, "I don't know, probably the same thing we do every night, try and take over the world."
Right, Pinky and the Brain.
Yeah, Pinky and the Brain reference. And as a 6th grader, that's high comedy.
Yep.
And some kid overheard that and went and told the principal. They thought I was going to shoot up the school because I made some reference to a Steven Spielberg cartoon,
Yep.
and I had to go see the counselor for like 6 weeks. Yeah.
A lot of emotional healing there.
Yeah, they're like,
counseling.
"Why are you angry?" I was like, "I'm angry because I'm here." I wasn't angry when I said that. I was just referencing something.
Yeah.
I don't think it was the reference that caused him to go to the principal. I bet he was just like, Columbine happened. And then he saw you,
Yeah.
and he goes, "I think it's time to go."
Who's
tell
this
someone."
massive guy wearing a duster everywhere
Yeah,
he
yeah,
goes?
yeah, yeah.
No, I was never that kind of shoot up the school kid. I was the one that picked on the nerds to make them shoot up the school.
Oh,
All right.
all right.
It's just like it's Neo.
The only
computer code. I see your code.
The funny thing is, those Columbine kids weren't even picked on. That was all made up. You guys know that, right?
One was tormenting the other, right? One was kind of bullying the other.
Well,
one.
I mean, as friends bully each other, I'm not saying it was great or like they should have been doing it,
Sure.
but they weren't like those weird kids in high school that were
Right,
always
they
getting
weren't-
picked on.
They weren't excluded. One was like a star student that also had sociopathic tendencies, and the other was like struggling in school, had like a lot of internet hobbies, like making Doom maps. And one was kind of pestering the other into mass murder.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pestering him into it.
I remember in high school, there's this one kid,
Go on.
and he had a briefcase and he had a trench coat. He was a smart kid, but he was just like a weird kid in high school. You know what I mean? He
Yeah.
was really into like computer science and computer games. And one day he just walks into class and he's pissed off. I'm like, "Hey, what's up, man?" He just goes, "They made me give him my trench coat." And he just sat down and just pouted. And I was like, if he shoots up the school now, it's your fault. You
It's
took his one
your-
piece of joy.
Yep.
He loved, and the one thing about him is like, he never watched movies. You'd be like, "Hey, did you see this movie?" And he goes, "I don't watch those things." And then would just look away. And I was like, "You're a strange guy."
It sounds like the guy from Grandma's Boy.
Oh yeah,
I know.
that JP.
No, but I felt,
JP,
Yeah,
I
that,
felt bad for him. They took away his trench coat. He was doing nothing.
Poor kid.
Probably just jerking off a little bit.
no.
Just-
How old are you, Ryan?
I am 42.
You're 42. Holy! I'm trying to figure it. So were you in high school when Columbine happened, or were you out already? It was-
I say I was just out.
It was 98 or 99.
Yeah, I was out.
Okay.
I was class of 96.
Okay.
Like I said back then, like really, the only thing really we could do was just be school and we would skip. Oh, that's all I do is bully, as a kid, was bully all the time. Like I would just get away.
Yeah.
My flight mechanism was so strong, and I could move and hide. I could skip classes. I could hide up until the 8th grade. I could hide in my gym in a regular size locker.
Nice.
You would put yourself in the locker. You're like, "I'll do it." So these
No,
fuckers
it would just hide and seek mastery. Where would you you couldn't possibly imagine the look there.
That's true.
And you just
How long would you wait in them?
I would wait like 30 minutes. Everybody's cleared the halls.
Yeah.
So what type of, did you have the padlocks that like flip through? How would it not lock on you?
mean the combination? Yeah, we had.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying, because
What
on
was
ours, it was the combination lock that was built in.
Yeah.
So when you shut it, it would automatically lock. So how
I
did you
didn't
get
have
out?
we had to buy our own combination.
Okay, that's what I was asking. So
Yeah.
you just wouldn't put
I
yours
would
on
just go
there?
to a vacant locker
Okay.
and I would just be like, okay.
So you went to high school before, like, where, like, bullying wasn't accepted, but it was kind of just like, "Oh, they'll figure it out."
Yeah.
Our computer lab was not really a lab. It was just a 5 Apple IIs, and basically we would just sit there and play like Car Designer on it, and that was it.
Yeah.
There was not much of a lab, a computer lab. Oh, you can type stuff on a loud dot matrix printer. Awesome.
Well, I'm still old enough to where we came in right in the sweet spot where we got high speed internet, but they hadn't figured out how to do effective firewalls. So we would just put like LimeWire and Kazaa on the computers in the computer labs and just download music throughout school. And then we would just listen to it the next day. We'd just hide it in files and stuff.
That's
And I'm sure they had to replace a computer like every 2 or 3 weeks.
Oh, almost, yeah.
All the Trojan horses that those computer
Yeah.
labs had.
Yeah. Monsters.
I guarantee there was someone that downloaded porn on those
Oh,
computers.
oh,
Little lies.
No, never did that. That was always my own computer. Who? Wes, how old are you?
I am 26, almost 27.
You're 23.
24.
Do you get 24? Do you guys remember like not high-speed internet where you had to?
Yeah, dial up.
Not high-speed internet. You mean dial-up.
No, I don't even mean dial-up. I mean like even the early versions of DSL
Yeah.
where it was like one grade higher than dial-up, but you still had to download like
That was
fake Britney Spears nude pictures, and it would come in like one line at a time. And you're like, oh, this one has a dick. Throw it away.
I was just after that. So I did.
What happened to your mic?
I don't know. Oh, there we go. I did a lot. I was on that. I did a lot of AOL. A lot of those discs. with all the hours
Yeah,
on.
yeah,
Of course,
yeah.
of course.
I love Dan.
AIM is pretty
I,
You
good.
guys had the fucking thrill of dial-up.
No,
No one had to watch like naked pictures load line by line. Just sadly, like you would just see her smile for like 20 minutes.
Oh, no,
Damn.
I definitely did.
How long does this take?
I remember in elementary school we finally got dial up internet.
Like I can stay strong like a chair because these guys could instantly see titties. I had to wait 45 minutes to an hour.
Or you've
What's
got
on the top, just the top of them, just the silhouette.
Yeah.
Love that Showtime was better, bro. Softcore porn was like that.
hey, not all of
core porn.
some of us lived in a trailer when we were younger and couldn't afford Showtime. And
Hey, I got something to beat. I got something to beat for you. So I lived in Germany, right? In Germany at midnight, they would just put porn on TV, just on regular television. And also, they had this game channel. It was like these stupid games where it was like €3 a call, and only like 1 in 1,000 would get on, and it would be an easy question. You could win like €600. And so at 11 o'clock, a girl would show up, and she's just wearing a bra and some underwear. And then right at midnight, it would literally just go bing, bing. She would just take off her bra, and she goes, so what's the word with the letter K? Like nothing would change. It would just be like titties now. And it was the greatest thing ever. I was like, now I'm interested. Yeah.
it's the greatest thing ever, except all the hatred of the Jews.
What's that?
Oh,
One
boy.
thing.
Yeah, that one small thing. Started 2 world wars. Like besides that, Germany was pretty tight.
No,
When the German army fought around midnight, there would be they would fight. They'd be stabbing British soldiers. They'd be firing on them, and then at midnight it'd go bing, and they would take off their clothes.
Take off their tops.
No, the Germans, yeah, we fucked up. We fucked up a lot. I get it, we fucked up, all right? But what we realized is, what do we need? We need to calm ourselves down. So we're like, let's put some titties. Let's put some titties on top. Because like, if I know, like I'm gonna, like if someone's hitting my car, like Elias wanted to kick someone's ass and call his wife a cunt. That's an American value. Me.
Hold on.
No, listen to me. Me is if someone picks on me like that, I could be like, yeah, it's 7 o'clock now, but if I kick his ass, I might go to prison and I might not be home by midnight to see some titties. Like it's always revolved in the back of our mind. It's the value system, man.
No.
So if you got a girl, like if the clock strikes midnight, you just all of a sudden just go into porn mode, like, oh, you know what time it is.
In the middle of making out, you're like, hang on a second. You turn up the second.
So tell me about your dying grandma.
So are you telling me, if I'm understanding this story correctly,
Yeah.
titties on TV at midnight is the only reason the German people haven't tried to exterminate another race of people
Yes.
since 1945?
Simple yet effective.
I guess.
You can't prove it hasn't worked.
I mean, you've got a point. I really
We
can't.
started
There's no.
2 world wars before titties on TV. How many after titties on TV?
0.
Yep, that's science, baby.
I'm pretty sure that's science.
I'm
If
pretty-
you look up in the dictionary, that's the definition of science.
And under like, you looked up science. You also probably looked up titties. That's the thing. No, but I remember on the internet, like dial-up, the first video I looked up was White Nerdy by Weird Al Yankovic,
Classic.
and it took 3 hours to load, and yeah, it was the best
Hold on.
experience ever.
That song was like 2006, 2007.
Yeah,
And you were on dial-up then?
yeah, because my
Man,
dad's-
your family was not doing well.
no, my dad's just
Germany headquartered in it. They didn't have
They were on, what was it, 26.6K?
yeah. No, my dad
They-
he was just like, I don't believe in the internet. I think this is just a fad. Yeah.
You know what people fall in love with again?
What did your
Reading
dad think
books
of
at
the fad now?
fireplaces. That's
Whatever your dad thinks of the fad now is what you need to invest all your money in. Because apparently he is like a cash, like whatever he thinks about.
No, he almost invested in Blockbuster back in the day. He's like, I wish I would have. No, he literally went to school with a guy who was one of the big investors. Like, you should invest in Blockbuster. And he goes, no one's gonna want to rent movies that they've seen in the theater.
Just
He's kind of right.
in the wrong
Yeah,
direction.
he's right.
But then also, I guarantee your dad would have just held on to them way too long. Like, they start closing stores, it's gonna rebound.
It's gonna be
Did you know there's at
New
least
releases are coming out this week. This market's gonna rebound.
last I checked, or last I knew, there is still one Blockbuster open in Alaska.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because it's Alaska.
Why would I invest in Betamax players when there's still black and white talking pictures?
Laserdisc. That's cool.
Although you guys
Why would I
are,
listen to CDs when the 8-track is still key?
Why would I listen to CDs when we all still have human ears that can hear singing?
No, but that's my dad. Like he has a plasma TV he
Right.
bought like in 2008 or 9, and it still works perfectly. It's fine, but like it's not like the HD of like now. And he's like, no, the picture's totally fine. It's the best picture we have. No, Dad, it was the best picture in 2009.
As the plasma was like oozing out of
Yeah.
Drip by drip as the color just fades.
Yeah.
He's just one of those guys that's very frugal, and he'll just be like, yeah, this 40-year-old cat is still doing well. I'm like, it hasn't moved in 39 years, Father. He's like, well, it's a good cat. Good cat.
I'm gonna be honest, that's all I can hope for in a cat, is for it not to move. I hate cats.
I'm allergic to it, so yeah.
Mm.
They know it too, because like they pick on it. Like it's where every girl I dated that's had a cat is like someone like got in my face, like what's going on?
Why do you date girls with cats?
I don't know they have cats until they go back to their place and they go, by the way, this is Mr. Sniffles. Like, oh, that's awesome. You even have a Mr. name for it. Like, it's not degrading enough to have a house cat that's like gonna probably shit in my shoe.
The cat's gonna shit in your shoe?
Those things are vindictive. Those things are, they will, if you do stuff to them, like, they will seek you out.
Oh, I've seen a cat that will scratch you or bite you. But it seems like the cats that you meet, they're just like, you're not gonna fuck my owner.
Dude, take a number.
My name is. You look me in the goddamn eye. My name is Mr. Sniffles. I receive mail here.
I pay rent. And you're gonna come here?
You're not gonna take my fucking spot.
Are you here to put food in my bowl and get the fuck out? That's basically what it's saying.
Yep.
Not a fan of cats
No.
at all.
Do you have cat class?
No, I don't have cats. I have a dog and children.
Dogs are awesome.
I've had cats. Oh, I love my dog. My dog is awesome. Got an English Mastiff. She's the shit. My
Did you do jujitsu too? Did you take your jujitsu class for your dog?
No, but my youngest son was sick over the weekend, and she was his pillow because she knew he felt bad. I was like, that's awesome.
That is sweet. Cats would just be like, fuck you.
Yeah, cats would have like slapped him on the balls and been like pussy and walked out.
Cats would have just walked soft 200 and freaked out and then disappeared.
Yeah. That description of what a cat would do to a sick child sounds like it's exactly up your alley. Like that's very on brand for you.
Not a sick child. I'm not a
An
pervert.
animal that antagonizes things.
Yeah.
You'd be right with the last ones.
I would only fight a sick child if they ever brushed up against my car. At that point, all bets are off.
I have
To
been
be
saying
fair,
for
I didn't
years.
want to fight the child, but I would have if it came down to it.
Why
Sure.
not?
Like, dude, what pair of dad and son roughhouse in a parking lot?
That was my thought.
What's going on? Like,
Exactly. See,
are you challenging his authority? Because I'll hold him down and you can assert dominance and you'll be the head of household.
yeah. If that dad isn't man enough to fuck up his child, I'll do it for him.
You're not a good father.
What? Why?
Because you want to put your son in danger just because a guy rocked your car.
Why would I put my son in danger? I wasn't scared of this guy. You didn't see what he looked like.
Don't blame the parent.
You're a great father. I've seen you around.
Also, I have a gun with me at all times. So it's fine. Like in the leg. Nothing major. I'm just
Still
kidding.
hoping for that like photo money from Smith and Blessing.
I'm just kidding. I don't actually carry a gun with me.
Come on, you want a podcast?
Oh, I wish we could get sponsored by Glock because that is the type of gun I own. It's awesome. It's fantastic. They're nice shooting guns. Very low maintenance. You should get one. Everyone go buy Glock. I'm going to forward this to them. We're going to charge them money.
Yep. That's how that works. We mentioned Glock several times on our podcast. Here is a receipt.
Yep.
Just get it back.
We mentioned Glocks while also mentioning the Columbine shooting.
Yeah.
Glocks. They get the job done.
I think they might have used the Glock. I don't know. Hey, Wes, will
Hey.
you Google the weaponry
Yes,
that the
I will
Columbine
look up
shooters
it.
used?
Yes, this is what I will do on my work computer. We've discussed
On
several
his
times.
work computer.
Hey.
Not raising any red flags on the firewall.
Oh yeah, no. This is I can't believe I still have a job. All right. Weaponry. In months prior to the attacks, Harris and Klebold acquired 2 9mm firearms and 2 12-gauge shotguns. Harris had a High Point
High Point,
995
you poor piece of shit.
carbine with 13 10-round magazines and a Savage Springfield 67H pump-action shotgun. Klebold used a 9x19mm Intratec Tech 9 semi-automatic handgun with 152, 132, and 128 round magazine. It got real quiet in this bar.
Yeah, it did.
And a Stevens 311D double-barreled shotgun. Harris's shotgun was sawed off to around 26 inches, and Klebold shortened his shotgun's length to 23 inches, a felony under the National Firearms Act. Kind of irrelevant.
They're really running up the charges with that. Like, how many people did you kill? Oh, you also did this, you did that, but also you shortened your shotgun, you pieces of shit.
They killed themselves, right?
Yeah.
Did they have a table to take? Like afterwards, like clearly.
Which ones are more effective?
The NRA after that was like those sick bastards. Why? For killing all those people? No. For cutting their gun under 23 inches. Those sick son of a bitches.
They're the real monsters. November 22nd, 1998, their friend Robin Anderson had purchased the carbine rifle and the 2 shotguns for the pair at the Tanner Gun Show, as they were too young to legally purchase the guns themselves. After the attack, she told investigators she had believed the pair wanted the items for target shooting and she had no prior knowledge of their plans. Anderson was not charged. 2 days before the shooting, Klebold attended the high school prom with Anderson. Both Harris and Klebold held part-time jobs at the local Blackjack Pizza. Through Philip Duran, a co-worker, Klebold bought a Tech 9 handgun from Mark Maines for $500 at another gun show on January 23rd. Maines' girlfriend, and Duran are all in the Rampart Range video. After the massacre, Maines and Duran were both prosecuted. Each was charged with supplying a firearm to a minor and possession of a shot-off shotgun.
Okay, this might be a controversial opinion, but this is why you shouldn't let your kids that are under 18 have a job. Because the people that work at those same establishments that will hire a kid that's under 18 are pieces of shit that would sell them a Tech 9 handgun.
Yeah.
And you just shouldn't allow them around that element.
I think we're all on the same page. The real people to blame here is the Blackjack Pizza.
Yeah.
How could they let
Yeah.
this happen?
Blackjack Pizza? Fuck you.
And also, don't forget Comet Pizza. Comet Pizza and Ping Pong.
Yeah, no, that
What's
didn't,
Comet
that
Pizza?
didn't happen, though.
What's Comet Pizza?
Oh, Comet Pizza. That's the place
Pizzagate.
where where the conspiracy theorists were like, there are children in that basement, and then they broke into the building, and there wasn't a basement in the building.
Okay, I agree that it did not happen there, but are you aware of all the... I agree it didn't happen at Comet Ping Pong, but are you aware of all the evidence?
Yep.
And there are children there going to shows and stuff.
Yep. And I've been murdering all of them.
J&J's, we're coming for you, man.
Yep. You heard it here first. Go on.
was gonna say, are you aware of all the actual like evidence and kind of you can clearly see there's a cover up behind like child pedophilia in government?
Sure, I believe that, but it didn't happen at the pizza
No,
place.
no, I agree that.
It didn't have a basement.
No, I agree.
Even if it had a kitchen, even if it was going on the kitchen, the fact is, they don't have a basement.
No, I agree that it didn't happen there.
Right.
But that you hear stuff and like there are times that I just really turn into like a screaming
Sure.
madman. And I'm like, they are trying to fuck all the children.
Yeah.
Like it's
No,
crazy.
for sure. I mean, if you get to the level of being a politician that like a senator is at, you've done horrible things and almost certainly killed people. I'm not denying that, but I am saying there wasn't a basement in that pizza place.
Yeah.
And I want that to go at the top of whatever we say about
We're
government.
all in agreement. Senators are terrible pizza, and no one got fucked in a pizza in common ping pong.
Yep.
Well,
I mean,
in the basement, yeah.
in the non-existent
Hey,
Yeah.
but at the same time, I fucked a pizza in the basement.
basement. This guy, up top.
Yeah.
Ah!
I'm a bad boy.
That's what I wrote on the inside of the pizza box.
She couldn't walk the same. You could never walk. She
Or
was a
at all.
pizza.
Oh,
What's up, Ryan?
I was gonna say the only thing in JJ's pizza that's dying is Dead Comics Cruise.
Oh.
That would imply they're alive in the first place, though.
That's true.
Like this last wave has been great. Like the first 2 days, like we essentially was JJ's pizza, and it was just like, oh,
Yeah.
we're all retired.
Yeah, I think Wes's shows have actually been pretty good. Yeah. Because it's like he puts on 2 shows, so it allows like a wave of people.
Yes.
And it's like an hour.
And yeah,
Before that, it would literally be like a 3-hour comedy show.
and that's too
Yeah. Yes, pro tip for any up-and-coming comics that want to start their own comedy shows. Start monthly.
agreed.
Don't go weekly, an hour, and just burn through everything you have your first show. Give yourself time to recover. Don't try to just blow your wad.
Quick, don't do comedy.
Yes.
That's the real advice. Don't.
Anytime a newer comedian asks me to be on a show, which is like once every 7 or 8 months, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'll do it. And then they send that group Facebook message, and there's like 15 people on there. I'm like, fuck,
Yeah.
it's gonna be awful.
Yep.
Even when you see comedians you like, and even if the lineup's pretty good, you're just like, this is too many people. This is not gonna go well.
You start doing the math and you're like, okay, I'm doing a 7-minute set and there are 25 people in this Facebook chat. So this is gonna be a 3-hour show. I'm gonna call in sick. I'm gonna not show up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they can handle the loss of me.
Yeah.
You're the anchor. I can't handle it. You the
Yeah.
whole thing is into a tailspin.
I remember I did a show when they were like a bar show. And like some comics came to watch, and the booker was just like, "You get a guest spot. You get a guest spot." That actually happened at the Funny Stop. So it was our last night at the Funny Stop in Ohio. It's run by these two hilarious guys. They're characters. Like one of the guys when I first met him, he goes, "Where are you from?" And I go, "Oh, Germany." He goes, "Germans aren't funny. That's what I'll say during your announcements." And the first show, he goes, "These guys from Germany probably not funny, Tony." Like that's how he brought me on stage. He's just a goofy guy, and on their wall it says no guest spots. Don't ask. No guest spots on weekend. So we get to the last show. There's just comics hanging out in the back. And he goes, "Oh, you'll do 5 minutes, 5 minutes. And Lawrence, in his mind, was like, "It's gonna be 20 minutes until I get off stage after you." And I'm like, "Yeah." And it was just 3, just boom, just bombs. And then I was just like, "God damn it!" Like
What acting comedy doesn't have a good comedy scene?
one lady was
Between host and feature, we have 15-minute silence. Is how comedy goes in old country. Yeah.
He goes, "Dude, this is what he said." Because they have like 6 comics, but it's just like
Bad comments.
yeah.
Go on.
But he goes, you're like a good, you Lawrence, like good comics. And he goes, how many mics a week do you do? And we go like 5 usually, and he goes, 5? We have 5 a month.
Yeah.
And I go, Oh, yeah.
I love
Yeah.
I love your Russian comedy club owner
Yes,
character. It's such a good one. Like, you are a strong comic. You work fields now.
Feels like yes.
Already, you'll come with you.
Well, I was talking to someone at
It's like
back.
Jack Smirnoff's fucking publicist.
Fill bag with turnips, then the tight tin. Work.
It was funny. I was like, "Could I get the light at 7?" He goes, "You get no light. You light yourself." And then walked away. I'm good.
I was talking to someone at Backdoor.
Such a diva thing to do.
But he-
An actor I have like, you get no light here.
No,
There's no light.
No light for you.
There's no middle light.
No, the thing is, I loved it so much because they played good cop, bad cop because they were brothers. So what was his name was Peter, or what was his name? Chef Tony. And they would, like, Peter would just be
Very
like,
Russian.
"This show, you do better than the last show." And I was like, "Well, the free show only had 8 people, so I'm pretty sure we'll do better." And then Chef Tony was like, "Oh, I thought you were going to do better." Like, it would literally be like,
His name was Chef Tony?
Uh-huh.
That's magic. First name Chef?
Yeah, and he always had a cigar in his mouth, and I love him.
Just like the front of his Chef Boyardee
You go
chair.
back to acting.
Yeah, they were-
You like real.
They were Lebanese. They were Lebanese, but they talk like this. I'm like, hello.
You
Yeah.
say my sister.
This is the last thing I'll say. It's funny. So they would start the show, and they go like, bum, 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 bum. Then a voice was like, "Hello, welcome to Cuyahoga Falls. Are you guys ready to laugh?" And then the voice would stop, and he goes, "Hello, welcome to Cuyahoga Falls. And we have one rule, don't make the fun." And I'm like, "No, there are more rules."
So was Chef Tony's big game, was he like piggy and those longer Hello, thank you for calling. This is Piggy. That's who I think of every time.
But they were characters. They were like the sweetest guys. Like, even like, they didn't make me more care of bar tabs and shit. They're like, "You guys make no money."
You guys so sad anyway. We think Piggy.
I'm so sorry you didn't enjoy comedy show. Allow me to offer you fattest calf and tickets for next week's show.
Just check out a Butch Code.
I even
Thanks
told
on us.
them, I was like, if I ever make like a movie about comedy, you guys are gonna be in it. He goes, "Yes, of course."
Is it okay to talk about the two?
Huh?
The two that we lost?
Oh, yeah.
Did you lose
Okay, I didn't know.
What happened? What happened?
Okay, so we're driving to Ohio, and Lawrence like chewed on something wrong, and his tooth got loose.
Ah.
And I told him, we got to St. Louis, and I told him, I said, "If by the time we get back to the place where we're staying at, you don't get it out, I don't want to listen to your bitch anymore. I'm gonna get a piece of rope, and we're gonna tie it to a door and get that tooth out."
Home Alone style.
I'm not a kid. So he just pulls it out. What Lawrence did, he posted on Facebook about how someone lost a tooth,
Ah.
and then someone wrote, "Who lost the tooth?" And he goes, "Tony's embarrassed." And 3 minutes later, I get a message from my mom. "Tony, what happened to your tooth? How was the trip going? Are you safe?" Like, yeah. And I'm just like, "No, Mom, Lawrence lost the tooth. I'm okay." And she goes, "Oh, poor Lawrence. Tell him he's okay." And he was like the whole,
Okay, midnight, that's a cool talking
I
about.
didn't got the love you, bye.
Did she have some like old world remedy for losing a tooth?
No.
Like rub 3 years of corn on it and grow back.
In Ohio, does they have the channel? Where they-
They have the general. Show him some duties.
you would feel better. Take 2 titties and call me in the morning.
Show him some titties and everything will be okay.
My parents' remedy for a tooth like big and toothful was $1 on your pillow at dead of night. The saddest, you knew it was happening. That's how much effort was being done. Like it was not a careful, it was just a stuff like my head like doing like this.
Yeah.
Keep waking up. And then you really leave and I'm like, Jesus, this is the worst. Like I could have been like felt like I was being kidnapped, but I was like, I know what's going on.
I'm 14, Mom. I know what's going on.
Oh, that's like what happened.
Yeah.
That's what happened. Jeff was helping me change my brakes on my car. Jeff DeWeird has like his son. His son's like, I would say like 9 or 10, and his son lost a tooth. And I go down, leave to him. I go, "Hey, are you gonna put it on your pillow for the tooth there?" He goes, the tooth fairy, ha! And then walks away. And then Jeff is like, yeah, we don't tell him that bullshit. And I was like, oh no, I look like the
You know,
idiot.
the importance of kids need to know that.
He's just convinced that this 23-year-old boy is still
You're out fucking lives. Didn't believe it until I was like 13 that Santa was real.
yeah.
So, yeah, it was stupid. It was pretty dumb.
I can imagine as a kid, if your parents decide not to tell you about Santa Claus and Tooth Fairy and things like that, how you view your classmates that do. Like, that's, you gotta be like, what the fuck are these kids talking about?
Just
Like,
these rubes.
They're just blind sheep.
who buys you presents?
Yeah.
What's going on?
It takes an American Airlines flight 56 hours to go around the world. You think somebody could do it and make stops? What the hell is wrong with you? Just the 8-year-old going around smacking other 8-year-olds in the back of the head. Get the fuck out
No,
of here.
he wouldn't have to go around the whole world. There's only Christian countries.
Only the, yeah.
You know, the Christians only
Yeah.
get the bread.
You would have to go to the United States.
But
And
it's
that's
it's still Christians around the whole world.
Yes.
Like there's Christians in the Middle East that haven't been blown up yet
Right.
that still get presents.
Do they though? Isn't their presence surviving? I think that's their.
Well, I mean, they're very depressing presents when they get them.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, here's rice for you to have for dinner tonight. This is your Christmas present.
God.
It's very depressing. I've been
Why
there.
is okay. Stick with me on this. On top of that, there's Santa's workshop, a bunch of elves making toys, train sets, baseball bats,
Yes.
and then in the corner, just a bag of rice. Just a full bag of rice. And for every 20 toy train sets they make, an elf walks over, scoops into the bag of rice,
Yeah.
dumps it into a flour sack, wraps it, ties it, writes to a meme, puts it on the sleigh. That handles that.
You
Hold
don't
on.
even put it on the sleigh. He puts it on a huge catapult.
Yep.
Wait, no, where this is going.
Hang on. I'm going to piggyback off what you're saying. I've got another movie idea for the Outrage Studios
Sure.
to produce.
I'm pulling up the Twitter to email
Okay.
the guest star. Go on.
So this is what we do. Because you know how people are like, oh, how can Santa be real? Like then the poor kids are like, oh, why do we get these shitty toys? We build that into mythology where there's the naughty and nice list, and then next to the nice list is also how much money their parents made. So they're like, oh, this kid gets a shitty toy, or we have to make this toy look like it's been used before. So it's like a brand new toy, and they're like, throw some dust on it, break one of those things.
Turns out Santa's just the CEO of Macy's.
Yeah, basically.
I'm already DMing Tim Allen right now.
Are you really?
Yeah,
It's the Santa Claus 4.
yeah.
How are you? Hold on.
Dear Tim.
The humble brag. No,
hold on.
write it. I think you need to go old civil.
Very good. Which is why that's what you see if you go take a comedy DM class today.
Oh, it's
Nice.
not. That's why.
A lot of them are Tim Allen. And a lot of them he like recently shaved off the mustache that he had while he was dealing and smuggling cocaine.
Oh,
Like,
I like that. I like
did they have
that.
Al Borland in it too? Like he like offered to I don't think so. Jeff.
Tim, I don't think so, buddy.
Did you know Al Borland's name on the show was going to be Glenn? The original character's name was Glenn Borland. I feel like the show wouldn't have been a hit.
What are we talking about?
Al Borland. The character's name was supposed to be Glenn. Son of a bitch, what is going on?
Had enough of your opinions and
I don't blame it. I'm so defeated right now.
Tony, what's an Al Borland?
I don't know.
Are you guys not
I wasn't-
familiar with Home
Hey,
Improvement?
Tim Allen.
I'm gonna Google
No,
Al
no, no,
Borland
no,
on
no,
my
no,
work
no, no,
computer.
No.
Tell
Tweet
me.
Tim Allen. Who's Al Borland?
Dear Tim Allen,
I
my
mean-
old friend.
Richard Karn's gonna be pissed at you guys.
Uh,
Hopefully you don't want to be in one of the numerous upcoming Richard Karn vehicles. Not trying to get booked on that shit.
He was the best Family Feud host. I think we can all agree.
He really was.
He is very
Second best.
by
Who's
Steve
first?
Harvey.
Steve Harvey kills that shit.
No, he's not that good.
I mean, it's a great formula, but it is very formulaic.
No, it is.
Yeah.
But it's entertaining every
No,
time.
it is entertaining, but the thing that I hate about it is they purposely put up the sex topics when it's an old lady just so he goes, "Uh-uh." Like it's just like it's become just fucking clickbait.
Well, yeah, they did that shit back in the old days too. And at least Steve Harvey isn't me tooing every chick that comes up on the stage like Richard Dawson. Drunk ass, like, kiss me, bitch. You don't know Richard Dawson, do you? You look very confused. Have you ever seen The Running Man?
Yes.
Richard Dawson was the game show host in that. He was the original Family Feud host.
Okay.
You piece of shit.
I've written out the tweet. Dear Tim Allen, I've been especially good this year. Please use your connections with Richard Karn to get me 10 minutes of FaceTime with Steve Harvey. Thanks, bro. And
Hold on, did you tag him in it?
oh no, I mean I tweeted it at him. Like you can compose.
Okay, that's what I was
So
wondering.
he's gonna get a little notification like, hey, you've got some
Right
business
now
to
he's
do.
he's watching his favorite episode of Home Improvement and it goes my phone.
He's
I
watching it.
think he's actually gonna get the notification. Like, he's actually.
Oh, he is.
Yeah.
There's no chance Tim Allen knows how to use Twitter.
No.
He's reading it right now.
No, absolutely.
Although that would be pretty funny.
He's sitting at home. He's
Like, his
watching
phone
an
just has
episode of
the
Home
Home
Improvement.
Yeah.
Mounted over the fireplace is Jonathan Taylor Thomas's head.
He's dressed up as Santa Claus. He's living the good life. Jonathan.
Wes Corwin, well,
He has a backyard fence and like Wilson just peeking.
a tweet from Wes Corwin. Well, let me check my naughty or nice one.
Oh, he has been good. Let me like it.
And he turns into a dog and disappears.
That's good, yeah. Oh, Tim, I miss him.
What other movies has Tim Allen been in?
Toy Story.
Toy Story.
Well, kind of. I don't necessarily count. I know his
Yeah.
voice is in it, but I mean like movies that Tim Allen's likeness has been in. I know he's Woody.
Jungle the Jungle.
Wild Dogs.
Was he Jungle the Jungle?
He was in Jungle the Jungle.
With Jonathan Taylor Thomas?
I don't know if that was
Jungle if it wasn't.
Forward search history. Office shooting to the jungle.
Columbine High School Massacre, and immediately under it, Tim Allen filmography.
Again, Tim Allen saved the day again.
Jungle the Jungle was starring Tim Allen, and I'm not the kid's name.
You're right. It wasn't Jonathan Taylor Thomas, but Jonathan Taylor Thomas was in a movie about he was in the Boy Scouts or something.
That's with Chevy Chase.
Was it with Chevy Chase?
Chevy Chase and the mobsters are trying to kill Chevy Chase.
What's the Jonathan Taylor Thomas movie?
Look at here.
The 90s.
Yeah, I know.
Back when everybody was being chased by gangsters and had to hide out,
With their family.
like Kindergarten Cop.
Oh,
Yeah.
good. Kindergarten Cop is good though.
Yeah, Kindergarten Cop is the best of that genre.
Yeah. Kindergarten
That was
Cop.
back when all the bad guys were Russian instead of some sort of brown.
Was
He
it?
wasn't a Russian, and that was a gang.
It wasn't-
It was Chicago gangster.
I thought Dominic, I thought he was Russian or something like that. Didn't he? Was he Italian? He had some kind of
It was
accent.
an mafia. It was a mafia on skit.
Was it Wild America? It wasn't Wild America.
No, it wasn't Wild America. Go back to it and I'll tell you which one it was.
I woke up early today.
No,
I'll be home for Christmas.
no, hang on. What the hell?
Easier to search.
Maybe I'm wrong.
I think you bears this movie into your mind. I don't think this happened.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Mandela effect.
The Mandela effect.
Are you
Interesting.
doing Jonathan Taylor Thomas? Or are you doing Chevy Chase?
Chevy Chase.
You brought Jonathan Taylor Thomas. I'm pretty sure we'll find it pretty quickly.
No, we're looking at Jonathan Taylor Thomas. Apparently, I'm wrong.
This was his like too old.
Wait, Man of the House.
Man of the House.
I think he'll have
Was
some.
that Sinbad?
No, not Man of the House.
No, that was the house.
This is Lion King. This is an animated film.
That's crazy.
This is Tom and Huck, the movie about Tom and Huckleberry Finn.
Yeah, I could have sworn I remembered some movie where he was like he had paint on his face and stuff.
I think you're thinking of Jungle the Jungle, which wasn't Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Maybe I am. Maybe I got to.
This is what you're thinking of, right? Jungle the Jungle.
No, I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
Screw it.
All right.
Who's got plugs?
Hang on.
We all have clothes.
I literally don't have any.
Chevy Chase
Actually,
was
that's
in a
not true.
movie. Chevy Chase in 2006 was in the lead of a movie called Goose on the Loose. A grieving young boy looks to protect his new best friend, a talking goose, from
That
his
is
high
on
school
my
principal, who's fattening up the bird for Christmas cook-off. I
Crazy.
think that's the movie.
Yeah, it's not Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Not Jonathan.
I thought he was in it. I was wrong.
He looks a lot like. It is the boy. He looks a lot like Jonathan Taylor Thomas
Yep.
in passing. Yeah.
So, Tony plugs.
Tony plugs. I am going to be at Hyena's nightclub. Or actually,
Comedy nightclub. you
Hyena's
piece of shit.
comedy.
no, actually, at the end of the month, we're doing that Gretchen Bush show.
Yep, on the
On
22nd.
the 22nd. Then on the,
I didn't drop off. I told you I couldn't do it.
on the 24th, you dropped off?
No,
I hit him up about doing a show of mine, which will be in my plugs. Go on, Tony.
No, and then on the 24th, I'm going to be at Stomping Grounds. The 8th and 9th, I'm going to be opening up for Jen Kirkman at Hyenas Dallas. Then the following weekend, I'm going to be in Plano, opening for Chris Franchola. And then 2 weeks after that, I'll be at Hyenas Fort Worth, opening for Sam Morrill.
Sick bunch of shows. Me? Okay.
Yep, Wes.
March 1st, I am going to be at the Secret Group in Houston, Texas, doing the time. March 2nd, I am featuring at Goofy's Comedy Club in Canyon Lake. And then of course, February 22nd, come to J&J's Pizza. We got 2 shows, 8 and 10 p.m. Find the Facebook event. It's going to be a real good lineup. And then February 28th, Comedy Showcase, headlined by Taylor Higginbotham. We've got Zach Arredondo. We've got Brad McKenzie. It's a really good lineup of the 2 people that I'm not thinking of right now. Check out all of those shows. And then like my Facebook page to learn about upcoming events.
Ryan, what do you got?
I'm coming up at the end of this month. I'll be featuring for Gen 3 at Hyenas in Plano. And then March 22nd, I'll be featuring for the Squad Brothers at Hyenas in Dallas.
Nice.
Oh, are you?
Who books that?
No.
I got it.
No, we'll talk after the
So, this Friday, you can see me before Kurt Metzger takes the stage at Plano Hyena. I won't be on stage or anything. I'll just be there. Also, I've got the show on the 22nd with Tony. It's a plus show. I've got a show the 21st at Tubbs Brewery.
We're not going under 50 miles an hour.
Nope. I hope your whole set is just references to the 1994 blockbuster Speed.
I actually have a speed joke that I stopped doing because it couldn't work, but I'm going to bring it back just for that show.
Nice. Other than that, I don't have a whole lot, so